Hello, teachers. This is Garrett Apland. I hope you and your family are doing well in this crazy time. I'm very thankful that I know my wife and son are doing well, but I'm worried about some of my extended family, and I know it's a little crazy. So just know I'm always here for you as a friend and a colleague if you ever need somebody to talk to, and hope everything's going well. I'm here to give you a brief reminder on a couple of things in Ellevation as we shift and prepare for distance learning for all of our students. This is going to be really helpful in reminding ourselves that our English learners are going to be particularly hit by this learning experience. It'll be kind of challenging for them in some different ways, and we want to be intentional about providing additional supports as a part of all of our lessons that we're making for our students. Ellevation is a good place to start to remember who our English learners are. And again, you can do that by logging into Ellevation. The fastest way to do that for many of us is to just simply Google Ellevation and click login. Your login credential is your full email address and then your last name, last four. So that would be how you would log in. Once you do get logged in, your screen looks like this. The top left box shows the number of English learners that are part of the ELD program that you have throughout in your classes or throughout your day. The top right is those who are on monitor status, so they've exited the ELD program and now we're monitoring them for 4 years. And your students will be listed here. I'm not showing any students right now just for privacy reasons, but your students will be listed here if they are on an IEP, and then these levels are last year's ELPA scores, how they did on last year's English Language Proficiency Assessment. So how they did in reading, writing, listening, and speaking. That's on a 1 to 5 scale, so the students that are on a 1 or a 2, that means they're kind of at the beginning or early intermediate level of that language domain. Those are students we want to be particularly aware of to provide additional scaffolds and supports for. That should show up in pink for those learners. The other thing I wanted to remind you about is the instruction tab. I know distance learning is a little different, but there are a lot of strategies in Ellevation that will have great resources, graphic organizers, and instructional techniques that will still be really beneficial to our English learners. All of these different activities are pretty easily adapted and something that you can use for distance learning. So I would continue to check those out and explore what might be helpful and fun for you and your students. If you're a dual language teacher at Mid-Valley or Y-East, please see my other video that's specific to you guys, because we have some new language practices and activities that are specific to you and some awesome new tools that I want you to hear about. As you construct lessons for your English learners, again, remind yourself of some of the basics that we've always talked about. How can you include visuals, video, demonstrations for our learners? How can you provide language models and supports, sentence frames, different models and examples of how to use the language of your content, and different elements to make everything that you're showing to your students comprehensible in demonstrations and videos, a lot of examples and things that are done in both English and Spanish, so our learners can know what's going on and feel like they can participate and engage in what you're asking them to do. As you create your lessons or how-to videos and just the different learning that you're doing with your students, please feel free to share with me just in an email or through Google, and ask me for ideas or examples or anything you might need. Just to feel good, especially as we get into a rhythm with starting new lessons for our students. If you have any questions, please reach out. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll have more videos available soon. Have a good day.